that as long as somebody else is feeding you, you will never be free. I went to the store the other day and I picked up some products. Here's some milk from France. Don't we have cows in Africa? Here is some powdered milk from Holland. Can't we produce this in Ghana? Here is some good old close-up toothpaste. Can't we produce this at home? Here is some tomatoes from Italy. Can't we grow and can this here? Here is some salt from the good old USA. But can't we produce salt in Ghana, in Africa? Well, here's some beauty soap from Singapore. Very nice. Here's some mayonnaise from America. Here's some custard cream cookies from the United Arab Emirates. We could go on and on. It's not necessary. If somebody else is feeding us, if somebody else is clothing us, then we have not taken our destiny in our own hands. In the Caribbean, as we speak, the land is so rich you could spit and a tree would grow. But they are buying food from Europe, from Canada, from Australia, as though the land in the Caribbean cannot grow food. Africa can grow enough food to feed the entire world. But Africa is looking to Europe and America for the things that we could produce right here. We're not saying that we shouldn't import things from outside. No, but Africa must not be the dumping ground for the small products of other nations when we can produce these things for ourselves. Well, what does this mean, Africa? You know what's wrong? We think that furniture made in Europe is better than furniture made by our own Ghanaian craftsmen. We think that sugar grown somewhere else is sweeter than sugar grown in Ghana. But if you, Ghana, would be free from the old idea and vision of your former colonial masters, then you would recognize that you have superior earth. You have the basis to make superior products. There's no wood on earth better than the wood found in Ghana and in Africa. Your wood is superior to wood anywhere on the earth. Your product should be sold all over the world. You shouldn't be importing, you should be exporting the value of Ghana to the world. The problem in Africa, as the problem in America, is the problem of division, disunity. You take your tribes and you put your tribes and the tribal concerns above the national concern. God created us in tribes and families, but the process is tribe, nation, international community. Tribe, nation, international community. We started as sperm. We grew to a clot, then an embryo, then a fetus, then a child, then a young adult, then a mature person. It's a process of evolutionary growth.
Good evening, Prof. Good evening. Can you hear me? Professor, good evening. Can you hear me, Professor? Good evening. Hello, Professor. Good evening.
Hello.
Yes, good evening. Can you hear me? I think you're having some little issues there, and you are in the dark. But what is important is to hear your voice clearly.
Can you hear my voice?
Yes, we can hear your voice clearly, and you are live on Biafra Television and Black and White Web TV. You are welcome to the program, Professor CHINEDU AGBODIKE.
Thank you.
Yes, the last time we talked about Foodism War Gladiator, and you showed us certain elements of food production, agriculture, and all the things we need to return wealth to our towns and villages. And today again, we are coming back on the same topic with a new idea and vision to the pursuit for economic growth and social well-being of our people. Professor, we've seen what is happening in the eastern region, which is the Biafran territory, the Biafran land, and we've seen the level of poverty there. And we talked about this poverty the last time, and you pointed out things that need to be put in place, the structures that need to be put in place to empower our people, give young people hope, give them a future, and move the way forward in such a way that young people would not have any reason to go seek greener pasture where there are none.
Yes, that's what I did.
Yeah, so give us a little more taste on your own vision on conquering the war on poverty and making food available on the table. Your vision in that direction.
Okay. This very week we're inside, I spoke to over 500 youths, training them practically. The major thing I did, the major thing is to unwind their mental tape, erase the wrong doctrine, erase the false notion that farming is for the poor. Then the poverty of the mind has become poor, impoverished by Oriental absolutist theory, and also by environmental orientation. The mind has been impoverished. So the poverty of the mind is what I taught them, that poverty or wealth has no residence address. Only one can make him or her a tenant or a landlord. So now the most important thing is that once you realize that without food sufficiency, there is no nation. And everybody has the capacity to be a producer. Not only producer, can be a marketer, can be somebody who does the packaging, can also be a worker. And when it comes to agriculture, our land is over fertile. We don't need artificial fertilizers that will destroy our insects, our crickets, our animals, in fact, the things that are making the land infertile is artificial fertilizer. So we don't need them. We have developed our own fertilizer from earthworm, the liquid from earthworm, from human urine, and compost manure. All these are organic. Now, I also taught them that basic things we eat us. The things we eat us. So we must understand that feeding is not just because someone is hungry. Now, if you're eating food from Europe and your body is from this place, for example, our marker, MARKER, M168 marker is the marker of the people here. Capital M 168 marker, MARKER. Now that is our marker. The Chinese has M122 marker. We should not allow people to feed us. Anybody who feeds you becomes your master, and freedom becomes latent. We have the capacity. Let me tell you something. If we have 4 million farmers who are just persistent farmers, they can feed the nation more than 20 million farmers. So everybody can farm. Everybody can farm. The problem we had here was land. Now the land is available. I've worked for 11 years. I've provided the land. Now I said the land is free. You don't have to pay for the land. I gave them the requirements. You take the land for between 25 and 35 years. You pay the community 25% of the income. You, the investor, collect 75%. Security is provided. Crops are provided. Organic manure are provided. But you can also use your own organic manure. You don't have to use mine. But you must not use artificial fertilizer. Now, if we can do that, we can sell food not only here locally, but we can also market them abroad. I do not see any reason African man cannot be self-reliant as long as food is concerned, in as much that nature has blessed them abundantly to have rain all the year round. We have also worked on how to get water from the air. We have also worked on how to get water from the ground, that is through the process of borehole and through the process of irrigation. So our land is fertile, does not need addition or subtraction. We also worked on English apple. Now it's no longer English apple, it is now Biafran apple. Now we work on English grape. It's no longer English grape. You can show it on screen. It's now Biafran grape. So all those things you go to Europe to eat, they're here. We can produce them here. If I tell you the process I went through to be able to make them adapt to the nature here, adapt to the weather condition here, you will marvel. It took me years of process of failing and trying again. I fail, I try again, I fall, I try again. Failure is the only power given to you to try again. So therefore, failure is not a vital opposition. And those oppositions, you must face them to conquer them. We must understand that if we don't make use of our brains, it will start rusting. The brain, the mind must be used, must be made use of. Our mind has been told that we are nothing. I think I can stop here for now.
Yeah, Professor, before you move, yes, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Professor, are you there? Can you?
Hello, I think I can stop here. If there are any question of sort of things to explain on that,
Professor,
I'm ready to listen.
To you very clearly. Can you hear me?
I sent you video on my pigs, on the cow,
Professor,
on the goat.
Hold on, please. Can you hear me?
Animal husband, on the fish, on our fish.
I think
on our snails,
you are not getting. Yes, I think you're not getting
on grass cutter and other animals we have on animal husbandry. We also send you videos, clips on our. We are already on ground working.
Professor.
Hello.
Yes. Can you hear me? I don't know if you are getting me. Are you hearing me? Are you hearing me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you now.
It's like you have issues. Okay, so it's like you have issues with your network.
Let me go to somewhere. Let me make a move to another place.
Okay, please. If you can do that, we would appreciate you.
Let me go to somewhere else.
We would appreciate you. We would appreciate you greatly if you can make a little move.
I think it's better.
Okay. So are you getting me now? Are you there? Are you there?
Come on. Yeah, I think it's better here. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, but I can hear some noise. I can hear some noise at the background, but notwithstanding, yes, okay, I think you are better now. Now you talked about giving training. You talked about giving training. You talked about giving training. Can you hear me? You talked about giving training to students and
that's
yeah, are you there?
Yeah, I'm listening. Yeah, I gave training to students like this week, over 500 of them in different locations.
Okay, and we can see your students. We can see students under training, and in this training, I think it is a vocational. It is a vocational course. Is this a vocational course?
Yeah, there are some trainings we do in-house. There are some trainings we go to the farm live. These are also farmers and a vocational course too.
Okay, so it means that people have the possibility to receive.
It's part of it, vocational part, to get them engaged, doing something, having something to do, and having sources of income.
Okay, so it means that young people in the Eastern region have the possibility to obtain knowledge in the areas of agriculture and food production. Are you there? Professor, are you there?
Yeah, and also this class we are producing in this particular class we are producing a lot. Vocational training tell us we are producing soap, we are producing that. Yeah, I'm listening to you, I'm here. I heard you. I heard you right.
Okay. Now let's talk about the apple that you talked about earlier on. The Biafran.
I can hear you right. I say in this particular class, we train them for vocational and as well as farming.
Okay. So let's talk about the apple, the Biafran apple that you talked about. You talked about the apple. That apple can grow on our soil. Professor, can you hear me?
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Now, what we did originally was to get, it can grow here, and if you go down, some of them are already the ones from our farm here. What we did was to get local apple. If you look at the pictures, the other pictures before this, you see the shape of the first ones does not look round. We got the local apple, grafted them with English branch. After the grafting, we allowed it to grow in 6 months, 7 months. It started producing something that looked like apple, but it's not perfectly round. Then we took the seed that has adapted to our weather and planted it. That's where we got the round apple. So it has adapted to the weather here. So we can now plant them, do the nursery, and people plant and buy and put it in their place. An apple can produce for 100 years, non-stop, twice a year. So we don't need to import our fruit to Biafra.
Okay, beautiful. Professor, what we have,
Did you hear
all
the
the
process?
project, yes, all the projects that you have at hand is not analysis we can do in one day. You know, the last time you gave us, you came here and you gave us the foundation of what you are doing. And today we want to take it gradually. I've seen your animal husbandry. I've seen the fish farm. I've seen, but I want to see how we can first of all focus on fruit and vegetable production. At this point in time, we have this. Is this pawpaw leaf? Yeah, Professor, are you there? Are you hearing me? Hello, Professor, are you hearing me? Yeah, you can't hear me, but I can hear you. I don't know what the problem is. I don't know what the problem is, but I hope that you should be able to fix. You should be able to fix whatever issues you have with your system. Yeah, guys. So we see Professor CHINEDU AGBODIKE, who is presenting his activities in the area of agriculture. He has a lot of agricultural work going on, and he's given the opportunity for free for people to come and learn. And I hope that our people will embrace this opportunity, and that is the reason we are bringing it to you here on Black and White Web TV and on Biafra Television, so that you'll be able to have access to the information that you've lacked over the years as a result of poverty in our land. We have decided to, start educating our people on the things they need to know, because one of the major reasons for poverty is lack of information. Because if you have the right information, you would be able to know what to do to get out of poverty. But because our people lack all the necessary information, you see, they find it difficult to exempt themselves from this poverty cycle. And that is why we are bringing all these interesting programs to you. We are having a sleepless night to make sure that we will be able to come up with something that will educate, enlighten, and make our people move in the right direction. So every information you need will be given to you. Yeah, I think the professor is back. Hello, Professor, are you back? Are you back?
Yeah, I'm back.
Okay, thank you very much for coming back. I think we have this network issue.
Yeah.
And I was talking about the papaya leaf. If you can educate us a little more about the papaya leaf.
Yeah, papaya, we first of all take the seed, remove the male, plant only the female. I teach them how to sort out the male and female from the seed. And then the one you're seeing on the screen, we use it to grow herbal mixtures for malaria, for typhoid, for ulcer, and other sicknesses we measure and give people. Then we grow the pawpaw, which can be used medically. The liquid can be used, also they can be sold in the market. Averagely, a plot of land can take 300 pawpaw. And if you plant it in less than 8 months, you should be recovering about 2, 3, or 4 million naira. It depends really on the species you are using. If you look at other species I showed you, it depends on the species you are using. Pharmaceutical industry need the liquid, and it's going extinct in Biafra land. We are not having enough of it, but we have decided to work on them, produce the seedlings. When I mean seedling, that means the ones within in nurseries. I didn't show you the nursery. Maybe it's in one of the pictures, the nursery where we are doing it. In different states, in different Biafran provinces, not just one place. But it depends on those who are willing to come into this big project, into this big industry. Those who understand, those who want to learn, those who want to participate. Land, which was the former issue, is no longer an issue today.
So you mean that the possibility of getting land for our people to farm is guaranteed?
Guaranteed. If they want the land tomorrow, which is Saturday here, which is 19th of December 2020, if you want land tomorrow, just make a call somebody, I'll go and give you the land. And as I said, I don't give in acres, I give in hectares, thousands of hectares. The lands are there. We have a lot of fallow land that's been followed for more than 30 years, 40 years followed. People are just going out to look for greener pastures. People are just leaving the lands are going. There are no more youths in the villages. If you go to the villages, what you see are not even Igbos. What you see, people from other places that are youth. What you see in our villages are our old mother and our father. Those are the people you see in the village. Others have gone out in search of greener pastures while they left the land fallow and the bushes are being occupied.
It's terrible. Professor, it's terrible. And this is the reason we are coming back to educate our people on the need to return back to the bushes, to return back to the land that our ancestors left for us. You know, and we can only do this through dissemination of information like this. Okay, let me see. What land? We'll be coming back to the pawpaw that you talked about, the seed. As soon as I'm able to get that, I'll place it on the picture. But can you please educate us? Is this a cassava farm?
Yes, this is cassava farm. We are using it very close to our piggery at Okigwe. We have a very large piggery. The piggery I showed you, which we videoed yesterday.
Okay.
I think I videoed that farm yesterday. That is our cassava farm. We produce our own feed. We're not selling this. We're using it for feed production.
Oh, feed. So you are using this? You are using this just for?
Yes. We have more than 5,000 pigs there. So that is our farm in Okigwe. That farm is for the pigs. We use it to produce. If you scroll around, you see all the other grasses the pig eat. We produce our feed for our chicken. We produce our feed for our fish. We produce our feed for our goat. We produce our feed for our cow. We produce our feed for our pigs. And all the farms will produce our manure. We don't import anything, and we don't touch anything imported.
So you mean that everything we need can be done locally without even going into export of any kind?
No, we don't need to import anything. Everything is done locally. I try to teach them from the class, as you saw, from kindergarten, from the beginning to the end of the process. So you will have it will be holistic. The person will know how and where, and in fact, it is cheaper, it's cost effective that the person does the production by himself or herself. And all the vaccines, we don't use any vaccine on our animal. We produce the vaccine by ourselves. We don't try to get anybody to inject our animals. We do not like that. We de-want them by ourselves. We know what our forefathers used. So it's just backward integration, back to the culture, back to the tradition. But now we expanded it by adding scientific knowledge we have for traveling around different parts of the world. So we are now back to Eden, Biafran Eden.
Professor, you have you have in just few minutes, in less than 30 minutes, you have given a very big revelation, a revelation that people go to spend years studying in different institutions and spend a lot of money in terms of resources and time studying to be able to acquire this knowledge. And here we are, you giving out this knowledge. And I believe that there is a lot. Like I told you the last time, that you are going to be a permanent guest on this platform. But let's move quickly to take a look at the fish farm, which I have.
Yeah. So when you grow catfish with tilapia, they will start fighting all day. As you see them fighting, through that fighting, they will develop muscles because they need stormy water. When the muscle is developed, the fish grow bigger and faster than normal. The fish are fighting because they are intermingled with catfish, with tilapia. The greatest enemy of catfish is tilapia, and the greatest enemy of tilapia is catfish. So we grow them together, and there will be battle throughout. So that battle produces the storm. What you have is inside waterproof bag, which we created here. That's what we have here.
Professor, hold on. Let's play this video once again. Let's play it again. Just when the video finishes playing, then we can return back. Just hold on, please. So, Professor, yes.
So what you see there, we are not feeding them at the moment. They are fighting. In the process of fighting, they will develop muscles, become bigger, and you see a better nature taking course because they need storm. Fishes need storm to be able to grow well in order to develop muscle. And we cannot give them storm on a still ground. So the only thing we can do is to grow an enemy with him so that all night and all day they will be fighting. And through this process, our fish are bigger and sweeter and better. So now if I have...
So they are always exercising.
Yeah, they're always exercising, always fighting, always, all day, all night. So there is no time to rest. So what we do, for example, if I have 1,000 catfish, I'll put 500 tilapia inside the same pond and allow them to fight. So I feed them and they fight. At the end of my farming, I will get something like maybe 100 tilapia, and my 1,000 catfish will be ready. So because they would have fought and killed the other ones, but then I have advantage of adding muscles, adding nature to themselves. So I don't need to get a stormy water or natural places in some areas. Also, those areas where we have rivers, where river is flowing naturally, we will not do this type of experiment.
Professor, so in the process of this fight, some of them could die, obviously.
Of course, the catfish don't die. They will kill the tilapia. The tilapia will die. But the tilapia is not my farm. It's not what I'm farming. I'm farming catfish.
Okay, so the tilapia is just to be able to give them the motivation for that growth that they need.
Yes, keep them very active instead of being docile. If those fish were not there, you will not even know there is fish inside the water. They will be calm.
They will all be relaxed.
Yeah, and they will not grow well. Then some of them will start dying. So what we did is to produce a farm, one set where there are no tilapia and catfish. And then the other one, we made tilapia and catfish available. That's how we were able to achieve this. And then we see that our experiment worked out tilapia, catfish together in one pond. So that gave us advantage that the catfish grew better, sweeter, and faster, and more agile. That's so, but as I said, this is a revelation, but it's for Biafra. Nobody taught us this one. We tried the experiment and it worked. Because we are taking from nation, we are taking from our culture, we are taking from our tradition, we're not taking from the books we read. The person who wrote that book, did he do practical farming? That's the question. If he didn't do practical, how will he know what I'm saying? What I'm saying now is off record. Nobody knows this. It's our own experiment. There are other things we do. Sometimes we starve them food. We don't give them food at the time we're supposed to give them food according to their body so that they can fight. So they can fight and eat whatever they have there. And you know one thing about this combination, the best food for catfish is the shit, dung the best food for tilapia is the dung of catfish. That's the best food for them. So while they're eating the dung from the tilapia, and then when we do all these things, we take the water to the farm because it's highly nutritious and it is a big one of the fertilizers we have, organic fertilizers we have. We don't pour the water away. The water is used to grow green, grow something around. For example, let me explain again. If you are having a piggery, if I have shown you the piggery, a person who has piggery must grow snail, plantain, and banana. Now, plantain and banana, I will teach. Third batch, 24. Now, the whole thing is you construct, you produce banana and plantain and snails. So the person who is a pig farmer should not just concentrate on pig farming. He must have banana and plantain, then snails. Then from the pig dung, he can have other farms, like the cassava you have, like plantain you have. These things, the cassava, the plantain and banana will serve as air condition. You know, when the heat hits the ground, the water goes up, touches the umbrella of the plantain and banana leaves, and they now bring the air back into the farm and they serve as air condition. That way, our pigs become highly fertile. It's not magic. Everything we are doing is original. We didn't read it in any book. As I told you, we did a lot of experiments. We failed, we passed. This is our snail. And our snail is as big as a giant. We have also produced feed for our snail, our own feed. If you look at it now, you show the feed we have for our own snails. This is our snail laying eggs. So now, when we are fertilizing our fish, we don't use the sperm. No, if you use the sperm, the production will be less. You take one female, one male to 4 female. You use the pituitary gland, the brain cell, to fertilize the egg. That way you get more. However, what I'm saying is, I'm exposing a lot. It's practical things we need to teach our students so that when we are having these excesses, as we have in cocoyam, as we have in yam, as we have in cassava, as we have in all crops, we're not just doing the normal thing. We are doing something completely unknown, which we adapted from our culture and tradition, and added to the extra knowledge we have for going around the globe. That is exactly what we are doing. So whatever we are producing is not the normal growth, yet it is not a GMO, genetically modified organism. Neither do we touch the DNA. We use nature to take care of them. And we create the environment for them, and they grow very happily and healthily. That is exactly what we are doing here. We are not doing only one thing. We are involved in so many things, including plants, animal, health, research on sicknesses, on diseases. These are the food. We produce this food by ourselves. And the snail that normally fears we does not fear to go and eat its own food, because we have science. Now I'm trying to expose a lot. that my students have to learn that.
Professor, we see the snail trying to eat like every other animal in the farm.
Yes.
You know,
there's something
pulling out of their shell to go and you know, all like this, because the snails are always shy, they're always hiding. But you know, from the picture we see them eating like chickens and every other animal in the farm.
Yeah, because we did something to it. You know, when you want to feed a dog or any animal, you make a particular sound. Now, if you do that, they will know in their brain that it is time for their master to feed them. Now, if you do that, the snail will come out. Sorry, we did a lot. Now, when you visit our farms and our snails and the training I'm giving to these children, they will see something different from the normal ones they have been thinking about. That's why I say reorientation of the mind, erasing the wrongs and planting the correct things, unlearning the wrongs. The wrong things they have learned is what we have to unlearn. And we are doing this free. I don't charge money for them. I'm doing this free. I stay 3, 4 hours, 5 hours a day with them. And when we are through with classwork, we go to practical. Some of them may not be interested in farm. Some of them may be interested in vocational studies, like production of soap, production of detergents, production of cloths, and so many other tailors. There are tailoring departments. I may show you next time. We have also music departments. We have a film department. We have radio podcasts and also other training, vocational training. Those ones are there. These are different entirely. But today and for now, we are talking of Foodism War, which involves agriculture, and agriculture involved in animal husbandry and plants. But we are all holistic, everything. We are just touching everything so that the youths will become self-reliance. Call it self-reliance project, so that everybody has the capacity to have a minimum of 5 sources of income. Every boy, every girl must have 5 sources of income without going to any primary, secondary, or university. You don't need those schools to be able to have that. The technical know-how. That's our cassava, which we produce with organic manure. And I told you that 4 people cannot pull it out of the ground. And even if 4 people pull it out of the ground, 1 person cannot carry it to work. It takes 5 people to pull out and carry the cassava we planted, just 1. Then, how do we do that? It's from earthworm, liquid from earthworm. There are 2 kinds of liquid from earthworm, the urine of earthworm and the liquid that looks like glassy when it's crawling on the ground. That's how we use that, soak it in the stem of the cassava, plant the cassava, and the cassava will produce that. Because when the cassava now produces its first leaf, we use the liquid, the urine from network, and spray on it once every 2 days for 4 months. Sorry, for 2 months. At the end, that is what you are going to get without any artificial fertilizer. So, and also our pigs and other things, we have our own things you add to it. Our gari, when you're eating our gari, we don't just fry gari, we add something to gari, which will fall from the farm. So by the time you are passing, in those days, when you are passing on the road, you perceive the odor of onion. You perceive the odor of people, the aroma, the biolight of what people are cooking. Those things are no longer there because artificial fertilizers have destroyed them. You don't perceive biolight any longer. But biolight is the major thing that the human body needs to be healthy. So what we have done is to return those biolight to the plants, so that when you perceive the odor of our gari, you will not eat another gari again. That is exactly what we're doing. That is exactly what, and we need to expand this so that it will become general, known for Biafrans. You can never get anything like that in any place except you go to Biafra land. That's exactly our mission.
Yeah, Professor, John, like you said, we have some Biafrans call us and say, oh, let's keep this thing in our local dialect, in the Igbo language, so that we keep the secret away from the world. But, you know, after due deliberation, we came to the conclusion that we cannot keep a secret from the world, because we are a salt of the nation. We are a salt of the world. Whoever that wants to gain the knowledge and help him or herself through the knowledge profiled by Biafrans are welcome. And I think that is the right way to go.
Yeah, but they should also remember there's environmental orientation. There are also weather, geographical areas. You see, what I'm getting here may not be the same thing if I go to Ghana or Ivory Coast. They should also understand that basically what we're using here, we adapted them from nature, natural things here that grow according to our soil texture, according to the texture of the soil, because the texture of soil in one province in Biafra is not the same thing. For example, the texture of in Anambra State, in Imo State, in Abia State, they are not the same texture. So we made sure that we went around and gather information and put them in a book so that those who are in a particular area can read those books and apply according to geographical location so they don't make mistake. The Anambra man cannot use what the River State man or Ebonyi State man is using because the texture of the soil are different. In Enugu is full of stones and so on and so forth. We have plant, I don't know if you can show it, plant that grows in a stone. It's inside a bucket. I think it's apple, two apple that grow on stone. Now, the man on the background, his name is Pia White, he's from Thailand. The Thailands want me to start packaging my food in Thailand bags. They come to the farm, they want to add to what they have. I told them, please, our soil is different from yours. Our weather is different from yours. I cannot guarantee you that what I'm doing here may work in your area. The only thing we can do is to come to the area and study the soil composition. Those who did soil as subjects will understand what I'm saying, that I'm not going to reveal more than the person can do without us. You need us to be able to.
By tomorrow, we'll be hosting Engineer Innocent Nane, who is a soil scientist. He's also a Biafran. He'll be here with us to talk about aquaponics. He'll be bringing the issue of aquaponics. And I don't want to go into details how you can actually grow food in your own bedroom without with convenience. So he'll be talking about that by tomorrow. We'll be hosting him, and after hosting him tomorrow with another of our brother who is also into electrical engineering, to give our people the knowledge of how you can generate electricity to affect your agricultural produce. And all of us will be coming in the nearest future together so that we'll be able to equip Biafrans with the knowledge they need. It's not going to be a one-day job, but I can guarantee that it's just a matter of time. We'll all go. I want to bring MAZI Solomon Peter. MAZI Solomon Peter, good evening from here.
Yeah, good morning from my end. Thank you so much, MAZI Pat. And Prof, good evening. Thank you so much for your analysis and all your lecture here, trying to make our people to understand that what people think that is impossible, it is possible in our land. And that is the fact of the whole matter. Before I proceed, my name is Solomon Peter. I bring greetings to Biafran all over the world, including all lovers of freedoms. You are all welcome in this platform. What we want to use this platform to do is to promote our cultural and economic value. And that is very, very important and crucial at this very moment, because it is very, very important that Igbo people sinane bidona na wherever weligolem. So there is so many things to do in our lands, even what we find in other people's land where we are running to. We are found in abundance in our land, but because we have a kind of government who have been there for a very long time, refuses to provide the normal tools that is required to cultivate our land. So it now looks like that our lands are not treasured enough, that the green pastures will run to other places, to run to other countries, taking high risks for. It looks like this green pasture is not in our land, where we don't need much risk to cultivate. So now we are looking at the whole thing and we are saying no, because there is no difference for us who has traveled here, who has traveled here and there. We didn't find anything different from the soil that the people have, that they are cultivating, and they are doing well in their economy. And we even have better weather than their own weather, that their own weather is very harsh. Even as bad as their weather is, they are able to cultivate their lands, and they could be able to advance their economy. Everything is being organized. So, and as we have also looked at part of it, is it only government? Does it only take government to organize a region? Does it take only government to organize a state? No, because there is still, like as we are today, in self-determination, which is the people's right. So there is other multiple people's right. There is other people's right we have in terms of cultivating our land, in terms of making proper use of our land. We have some other rights which we are not exploiting. And how can we exploit this very right which we have? Now, it's the same way which we come together, assemble together for self-determination. That is the same way we can also assemble together for economic advancement. That is the way. It's not a job of one person. It is a pure networking business. It is pure networking business, because all that the prof is explaining here is not one-man job, but every branch of these activities is lucrative, is business for interest, is a business of interest. Every part of it, whether you are providing the local fertilizer, whether you are the one who own the land, you can own the land, but you can't cultivate it. Then there is people who are ready to cultivate it and give you profit at the end of the day, and they themselves also will make profit at the end of the day. So every aspect of this very venture in economic advancement of our people is for business interest, is for profit. So if we, the indigenous people that owns the land, can be able to return back into our land and have this networking and have this network connections for cultivating our land. Now, people provide different things. Different people will provide equipment. Different people will provide the agricultural seed. There is professionals here. Prof is a professional. He is a researcher. He is an agriculturalist also. So, and there is different people with different research, like MAZI is mentioning about the engineer that is coming tomorrow, Fred Richard, and the other of our brothers who are also a scientist.
Mazi, by the way, tomorrow our engineer Innocent will be teaching our Biafrans how to produce fertilizer. So you can produce fertilizer and also supply, commercialize it with simple things and materials around you. Mazi, go ahead.
So this is exactly what we are looking at. So it is a whole teamwork. It's not an agricultural in the era where one person is going to the farm, you have to provide everything for yourself. No, it is a whole networking business, which business ventures of which you are doing one thing, another person is providing the other thing just to make the work easy. So we want to complement ourselves. That is what we are calling for at this very moment. That the same way we assemble ourselves for self-determination is the same way also we needed to assemble ourselves to be able to advance our economic value in our land. We want to create a central market whereby every agro product goes there. And it's not like what our mothers are laboring today, and our old men and old women, and even few young men that are in the farm are doing today. Then once you bring your agro produce, you don't know where to sell it. You just bring it to market. Some people will hijack it. They will make profit out of it. You that had the high level, then you will go empty-handed. And what you will get in the exchange of this agro product will not even be enough to attend to your personal need. And some people at the end of the day, they run lost because some people are busy hijacking some of these things. I will come back more as a part as we proceed in this program. Thank you so much for bringing me in. So we proceed. Thank you.
Peter, thank you very much. It is quite interesting to see the congregation of men coming together to find a solution to a problem that is not supposed to be a problem. Most of the problem we have were solutions that were ignored over the years, and it becomes a problem that looks unresolvable. But from what Professor CHINEDU AGBODIKE have shown us is that everything and anything is workable. And he's not just saying it by theory, he's showing it by practical. And we can see the practicality of what he's showing on the ground. So it's not like maybe he's in the classroom trying to So, Professor, I'm trying to let people understand that what you are doing is not. Hello, Professor, are you there? You are muted. Professor, you are muted. Can you please unmute yourself so that you'll be able to join us? Like I was saying, what Professor is showing you is not a theory angle of studies. It is a practical. He's in the field. He's practicalizing. He's practicing it. We are all seeing it, and he's giving everybody the opportunity to participate in this economic prosperity, because the best economic prosperity is in agriculture. Agriculture contains everything, science and technology, and everything that you need to make the economy move in the right direction. And when you have agriculture, a very good industrial agriculture, you need equipment. People who are in the line of equipment will also be making their profit. Those in the areas of different kind of sciences, is it chemical, is it different kind of engineering, have the opportunity to participate in the growth. And it is so vast that everybody must be part of it. And that is why we are bringing this revelation and knowledge to Biafrans. And we can no longer allow food to be our problem in the eastern region or in Biafra land. And this is where the ball starts, by information dissemination, because the amount of information you have at your disposal determines how far you can go. Mazi Solomon, are you there?
Yes, I am here, Mazi Pat. There is something that I wanted to tell our people, and I want you to be patient a bit with me, please. Our people have to understand this. Like the situation of the country now, as you can see, last time I was telling you, they are trying to push the poverty that is in the north down to the south. And how did they attempt to do it? Then the Naira, the currency that the country where you are now called Nigeria is using, they keep devaluing the currency. So the value of the currency is now very, very low. That most of our people who are doing business, see how this thing works. You are not doing business with Naira. like doing business across the country with naira. You do business with dollar, you do business with pound, and you do business with euros, international currency. Now, with the way Nigeria money is devaluing, I am here in Australia. Any product in Australia here is the cost of the labor for that very product is high. Let's assume, for instance, I'm being paid $30 or $35 per hour to work in a factory to produce a particular product. Now, the cost of this, my labor, is in dollar, and the cost of hiring me is added to the product. Now, imagine what is $30 in naira. Now, if you take what is $30 in naira, probably we might be having like $30, we might be having almost 500 and something of, or maybe 500 and something above, because each $10 in Nigeria now is equivalent to 500.
Yeah,
Black market, or you can
$30 is within the range of 15,000. 15,000 naira.
That
Yes.
is what that is what a worker is hired to produce, what to hired per hour in most of the Western world. Hired per hour to manufacture, to work in a factory that manufacture the products that they will import into the country. And you yourself, how much is the worth of your hour in Nigeria? How much is the worth of your hour in Nigeria? Despite the way the people's hours is limited because of the problem of insecurities, that we don't use most of our hours in production. But here, how much does your hour worth in Nigeria? The middle class people, I am not sure that their hour worth up to 150 naira. The middle class, we are not talking about, because there is people who are living less than $1 in Nigeria. The masses, less than $1 in a day in Nigeria. So now, if eventually the money, the foreign money, you base all your consumption on what was manufactured outside the country, then I want you to see the reason why you will be very, very poor. And those things will be very, very unaffordable to you, because the workers that are hired here per hour is being paid 15,000 per hour that they work to produce a particular product that you are going to afford when they import it. Now, this is just the cost of hiring a labor. We haven't talked about the cost of the material. We haven't talked about the logistic. We haven't talked about the profit that the common businessman will now wanting to make out of that product. Then, before the product gets to you, it becomes more expensive. It becomes more expensive. It becomes unaffordable. So this is the way they are going to use to push the poverty, because everything, you are depending your consumption on importation, on things that are being imported. Imagine some of us, before you can eat apple, the apple you want to eat, then the apple is imported. Is imported. Now, on this note, you discover that life is unaffordable in Nigeria. If we did not produce what we use, if we did not cultivate what we use, life is unaffordable. How can you afford the labor? Okay, I'm coming back to this very program. Give me 1 minute. I will respond. And the Maz, you have to throw line open, because we need to respond to questions.
Soon I will be leaving the line open. For many of you who want to ask questions, you have the opportunity to ask your questions, bring forth your argument, and tell us how you feel. Tell us how you feel about the need for us to grow our feed in Biafra land, the eastern region. I will be putting the number on the screen, and the number is +39 38817796665. That is a WhatsApp number, so you can call in and tell us how you feel about the program we are bringing forth to you here in this program, in this platform. And I hope that you will call in, make your contribution, and make it brief as much as you can as well.
From London.
Okay, Samuel from London.
Can I? Yeah, my name is AGBODIKE from Virginia.
Okay.
I'm calling from London.
You're welcome.
Can I speak to the professor, please?
Yeah, at the moment, Professor is out of the picture. I hope he comes back, but if he doesn't come back, you can as well make your contribution and ask your questions. And if it's a question I can respond, I will gladly respond to you. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. I want to ask. The other day, the professor was on the studio, and he's doing a very good job. I really appreciate you guys what you're doing for our people. And like he made a comment that really touched me. The time he said that I will really have a very fertile land. But the problem we have is that we are not at home, that all the youth, everybody youth that's supposed to use the farm to work are not there because we left our place to live in other place. But the question that I want to ask, like, I don't know if there is like a grant that we can give, like maybe kind of donation that if there is some of the youth that want to go into farming, maybe from that grant, they can be encouraged, like, so maybe they can take it as a loan and go into the farming. Then when they start harvesting their crop, they could sell it then and return the money. Then the interest they would have gotten, they now use it to continue. I don't know if there is anything like that, a kind of grant, maybe from IPOB or from individual.
Yeah, we are working on a lot of things. We are working on a lot of empowerment program, but it's not going to be an immediate program. It's not going to take immediate effect. I hope that as we are moving forward in this direction, we'll be able to have access to donor organizations. We should be able to have access to individuals who will be ready to put up investment, create a trust fund as well. Yes.
Part, please, can I respond to him?
Yes, go
With
ahead.
regard to this, seminars are going on, training are going on. Like as we said, regard to Professor CHINEDU AGBODIKE, who was here early, he's training people as in regard to how you can build your own farm and how you can actually receive help in improving your farm produce or making a good use of your farming activities. So, and any support you needed as to things you don't know or the things you wanted to improve on, then the people on the ground in CHINEDU AGBODIKE's team, they are ready to train you for free. They are ready to give you every information that you require for free. But there is also the organized way which we are doing it right now, that we wanted, we are throwing out a company which is going to help us to monitor our farm, hire laborers, and give the necessary technical support that we needed as to make farming an easy work for our people, and also providing the market for the agro produced. You know, everything that people use, forget that even the shoe you wear, the cloth, everything we use is something that are being cultivated from the ground. Even the oil that you see them today, they are breeding on the oil. It's things that are being, they cultivated it, they dig for it, and they search for it. Everything that we require to succeed as a nation is on the ground. There is nothing that is in the factory. Everything you find in the factory is what is cultivated from the ground. So agriculture is very, very vast. We are not talking particularly on one thing. Most of our agro produce, most of the things we throw out as a waste is useful for other things. It's useful for other things, and we are yet to discover them. Discover everything, that there is nothing like waste in agro products produced. There's nothing like waste. So, and these are the things that we want our people to come back to, that the nation where you are running to, taking a high risk, are actually doing nothing rather than cultivating their lands. And what they could not even find in their land, they could even equally extended by the means of agency.
MAZI Solomon, do you know that majority of our young people leave our Biafra land to come and do farming here, to pluck tomatoes and receive $1 per hour in the farm in Europe, in Italy?
MAZI, I got that point because I'm coming there. When it comes to cultivating the land in the West, when they hire you, they will pay you less money. They will almost calculate your pay to what you could have received in Biafran land or what you could have received in Nigeria. But when you are working in their factory, when you are working in their pharmacies, when you are working in their health, reason I will explain, because I was explaining something before I took a break. Now, things that you are sent to consume in Nigeria, because I'm telling you how they are pushing most use of the things that are being imported outside the country. They are people from the Biafran land. They are their sultanas. It is the sultanas that make more use of the things that are being imported outside. And I have already given you the estimate, only a worker that is being hired. Let's assume people are focusing in China today, and China is using us to anything they concord, we consumed. And those things, in the years to come, we will see the effect of it, because it will come to a point where our people will be struggling to live up to 50 years, or where we will start struggling. At least if you see somebody that live up to 60 years, you will be thinking that that person is wonderful. But in the olden days, our people at lived age 120, they are still going to farm, because as in CHINEDU AGBODIKE we normally say that it is what we eat that will eat us later. What we eat will eat us later. We are here in the Western world, we are busy consuming all manner of chemicals that are being cooked in the factory. And we thought we are enjoying. This one is sweet. We keep eating. Wait, the effect of those things we eat is coming. And when it comes, it's very disastrous. It will be very disastrous. Because we are no more taking measure for serious. We think that things of nature has been for past. So we based our activities on the artificial things, artificial makeup. Now, it will come to a time now that China is cooking for us and we are eating and consuming. It will come to a time when you in the Biafran land and in the Southerners, when somebody live up to 60 years, we will be clapping for that person that he tried. Because those things that we are eating now, they are the things that will eat us later. So what the narrative that I'm trying to push here, I wish people can share this program. I'm in this very program now. I'm about to say something that is going to be taken away for everyone. So, and you will know why we are bringing this program forward. In the North, how many people in the North is consuming the things that are being imported, apart from second-hand clothes? How many people in the North are consuming the imported goods? The imported goods, how many of them? Now, you discover that the majority in the North, they are sustaining their life with Naira, with the value of Naira, not the value of dollar. You are living your life in the value of Naira, but the things you consume is in the value of dollar, which you cannot afford. And most people in the North, they are living their life based on the value of Naira. Most of the products they consume because of their way of life, that are manufactured locally. The value of Naira, not with the value of dollar. Now, the Southerners are living their life based on the value of dollar. You see how it goes. And now, the dollar cannot equally be measured with Naira at this very moment. Of dollar, because of too much importations, and the things that they live their life are things that are being imported, are being conquered outside the country. It's not fabricated locally. So now you discover that the people who are in the South, their life is not valued by Naira. They don't have their life is not valued by Naira, because what they aim every day is not valued in dollar. It is valued in Naira. But they are consuming things that are valued in dollar. So it's
MAZI Solomon, I would like to bring a professor. As much as your analysis continues, I would love to bring Professor in so that he will take one or two questions as well.
Thank you. Now, in the value, as I'm saying, we
Hello,
are
Professor.
Our life in the South in the value of dollar, not in
Professor,
the value
are you there?
You're right.
Not in the value of Naira. So as
We
we
import
continue,
virtually everything.
as we continue in this expensive life, now you discover that the Northerners are more relaxed, because what they consume is not valued in dollar. But we, the Southerners, what we consume is valued in dollar, because the man that is going to import will pay the cost of laborers in dollar. He will pay the cost of logistic in dollar, and he will come back and convert the dollar back to the value of naira, which is in a volume, then
we have a
you
caller.
yourself in
We
the
have a
South
caller.
will
Mazi
be the one
Solomon.
to be affording this high rate of dollar.
Just hold on, caller, please. Hold on. Mazi Solomon, are you there? We have a caller. We have a caller.
Okay.
Just hold on, Mazi Solomon. Yes, can you introduce yourself and tell us where you are calling from, please?
Hello, my name is Elanya. I'm calling from Perth, Australia.
You are calling from Australia, from Perth, Australia.
Yeah, from Perth. Yes, yes.
Okay, so can you tell us, make your contribution?
Yeah, I was watching the program and I so much love what the professor was speaking to our people, because it's about time we have to look inward and start growing our own food. And I so much love what our brother was saying just right now regarding the economic thing the Nigerian government is trying to bring to the Southerners. So what he's saying is actually truth. I was even talking to my friend that lives in Germany regarding the same issue. So I so much love what you guys are doing. You know, you guys are giving at least you know, some of our people, most of them don't know what is going on. So you guys are giving some views on different views so that people can know what is going on. And I would have loved to speak to the professor that was there before, because I was interested in the farming industry. So I would like to know where he's doing his courses, or his address or contact address. You know, that would be helpful, so that if there is a way I can get in touch with him and see what I can do or where I can go from.
Thank you very much. Professor, a lot of people want to get in touch with you. Professor, are you hearing me?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm hearing you.
Yes,
I'm
it's
hearing
like
you
a lot of people are interested in what you are doing and they want to get in touch with you. And I have received series of calls. I have received, just hold on, hold on. Over this past week, I've seen people calling, want to speak with Professor CHINEDU AGBODIKE. And here on this platform, everything we do is transparent. And I believe that many of them must have gotten in touch with you and more want to get in touch with you. But Mazi Solomon also have a very wonderful idea on how we can put our energies together and manage them in a very, very effective way.
Yeah. Now let me add to what he has been saying. If you come down here, like yesterday, I was treating a breast cancer patient, and last week I was treating sickle cell patient, and we also have damaged kidney and liver. The sicknesses are getting too much based on the fact that we are no longer eating organic food. We're eating artificial food. Now, if you Google the word MAGI in 1884, you find out that basically that is what we are using to cook our food. But I have developed 18 different varieties of ogiri, 18 different varieties, so that if you are cooking abono soup, you use another variety. If you are cooking onugu soup, you use another variety. We have developed it here, and it's up to us to see the effect of ogiri, or which is an ancient way of cooking. Instead of Maggi developed in 1884 by a man called Maggi to reduce the population of the slaves, knowing that those things we are using are not good for health. Now, some of the foods we're eating today has caused us problems. Now, we are treating cancer here. Of course, we are not ashamed of saying what we are doing with herbal remedies. Those herbal remedies came as a result of using organic.
Thank you. We seem to have a little with Prof.
Yeah, did you hear what I said?
Yes, Prof, you can continue.
There
are
seems
having
to be
a little
breakage in
technical
transmission.
problem. Prof, MAZI Pat, can you explain to us what is going on? Is Prof still there?
I think that there is a breakage in transmission on the part of Prof, and I hope that he will be able to sort. Hello, Prof, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there. I'm hearing you.
Yeah, there
I'm
seems
hearing
to be
you.
a breakage in transmission. There seems to be a breakage in transmission on your part. So I don't know if this. Yes. So everything you've been saying have been cracking.
Let me repeat what I said.
Okay.
I said here, I am trying to add to what my brother said over what we're eating here. We are eating a lot of artificial food crops. Therefore, a lot of sicknesses and diseases are attacking our body. Our health industry is in danger. Cancer is rampant. Kidney damage is rampant. Liver damage is rampant. This, we are not here before when we were eating locally made organic food. Right now in this country, you cannot find organic egg. You cannot find organic milk. It's not possible for you to get organic chicken. They don't exist. What we're eating are all artificial. We're no longer taking from the farms as our forefathers were taking from the farms. And because of that, sicknesses and diseases are rampant. And there are no medical cure for it except you go back to the herbs. That's why Foodism War Gladiator incorporated farming and herbal remedy treatments. Now, I don't go and produce the herb to give you. It's part of the education you're going to go through because a healthy farmer will be a wealthy farmer. If you are farming, I need to teach you how to take immediate remedy, immediate source or solutions for some of these terminal diseases that are incurable by eating certain herbs as natural dairy food you eat, not just eating them the way you like. We teach you how you can eat this, eat this. For example, okra. Okra can reduce your sugar level. For example, coconut water, coconut oil can reduce sugar level. Pineapple, one pineapple can make your body alkaline. Now, some of those things you see in the pictures are the lessons we teach the kids so that in future, they will be able to take care of themselves. The pineapple you see here, people normally eat. You cut this pineapple with the back, put it in warm water and drink. In 7 days, your body becomes alkaline. And according to science, no bacteria, no fungi, no virus can survive in any alkaline oxygenated internal environment. So all you need is to oxygenate the body. Now, our people are taking fluoride in their toothpaste. Go and Google fluoride. Fluoride is poison. Our people are taking chlorine in their water. Go and Google chlorine. Chlorine is slow poison. These are the people that we are telling, go back to the farm and eat raw food and take your food from organic food so that the sicknesses and diseases will be lessened. The war is against health. The war is against hunger. That is the war we are fighting. That's why I call it Foodism War Gladiators. As long as we abandon our culture, abandon the means we grow our crops according to our weather, according to our soil, according to our geographical location, at once we abandon the disease, we have no freedom from sicknesses and diseases. We have no freedom at all. We are dependent on foreign forces, and therefore freedom is latent. We need to return to culture. All these crops you are importing, they are all they have been provided here, and they're all available. Call it anything. Just name the crop that is growing in Europe now, and I will produce it here. Yeah, those are our farms.
Yeah, so Professor, are you there? Yes. It's like your battery is half gone. Are you there? It's like your battery is down.
Yeah, a little bit, 5%.
Okay, so Professor, we'll be rescheduling this program for possibly next week or in the nearest possible future, so that you come back, because we still have a lot of things that you haven't shown us, There are a lot of things you have shown us, and anybody that need your contact, we have to work it out in a way that you'll be able to have contact of many who want to have contact with you. Professor, it's my pleasure having you. Thank you and welcome to the program. We'll see you some other time.
Mazi,
Solomon.
Hear me? Can you hear
yes,
me?
We can hear you.
Yes, if you can hear me, if you can hear me, please, before the prof goes, I wanted us to understand, I want Biafran to know that you see prof today, he's not a young man. And every year that he's adding to his life, he might not be here in 100 years to come. Okay, so every knowledge we needed to grasp as to hand over to the upcoming generation must be now. And that is what I'm bringing to Biafran, because we are losing a lot in terms of communication. We are losing a lot. We scattered all over the places. There was no means of transferring informations to the upcoming generation. And that is why it's very, very important. If you need to be trained on a farm, on how to farm and how to be a successful farmer in this very present time, please, you need to come forward. We will give you the directions. Farming is more profitable than what farming in Biafran land and farming in the eastern region is more profitable to compare to what some people are aiming in Europe and what some people are aiming outside eastern region. So we need to come back to it. Then in next auditions, Prof is going to dwell more on the economic value, because today everything that every nation thinks about is about how to sustain their country, how to sustain their economy, how to sustain their towns, their villages. So that's what they think. The most important that people think about in their nations, in their country. How do we sustain ourselves? How do we retain our risks? So it's very, very important. And coming back to what I'm analyzing before Trop come, we will always have Trop. We always have Prof in this very platform to educate us into many things. He is in Biafran land where there is no too much light to charge batteries and all that. So, but Prof, I want to ask you a question before you go. Prof, what do you think that is an economic value to our people by returning back into farming?
Yeah, Master Solomon, I think that we have to. Yes, I think we have to let Professor go so that he can come back by next week, possibly. His battery is down. We don't want to stress him much again. You are going to be a permanent guest on this platform, and we don't want to take anything in a hurry. Definitely by next week you'll be coming back. We'll be hosting you maybe once in a week at least. That I can guarantee based on your time. So hopefully by next week, so you can attend to yourself and take some rest as well. Thank you very much, Professor, for coming. It's my pleasure to have you. And have a wonderful evening. Thank you very much.
All right.
Yeah, so Mazi Solomon, we have a caller who wants to talk to Biafrans. Hello, caller. Welcome to the program.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Good evening. Welcome to the program.
Yeah, my name is Ngozi. Yeah, I'm calling from Italy. And I love the program. And I say, Mechuku Okike Abiyama, bless you guys. Because really, yeah, Biafran land, is decaying and is dying. That's why Awusa Fulani can do undo. So if we join hands with this, we can achieve our food, we can achieve our cow, all sorts of vegetable and meat that we can afford for Biafran. And may Chukwu Abiyama bless Nandikano. And may Chukwu Abiyama bless all Biafrans all over the world. With this hand that you guys are using, we are not going to lack food in times come in Biafra land. Enough is enough that we are running away out of our own villages, you know. I'm from Biafra, excuse me, I'm from Biafra land, you know. I'm from Ghana, you know, and we have a lot of land from our side, from Ogwash, from Umunete, in Eastern Lukwisa, we have enough of land. I've gone to Eastern region and we have enough of land. I say Metukwaka Biama bless.
Yeah, the people of Anioma have rich land because I'm from Buluku myself, and I can attest to what you are saying.
Yes.
That the people of Anioma have a very rich land for agriculture, and we must explore every inch of that land to prosper our people economically. So, give us your last word.
Okay. Yes, my last word is time goes on. Yeah, I will be interested because I also go into farming as well in Biafra land, and I love it. And may Chukwu bless you guys.
Thank you very much.
Time to time, you know, I'll be joining the program, and also for our security. So I will call you later, you know.
Thank you very much.
So, you know, yeah, I will call you later for it, you know. So give me an account, you know. I will raise my support to our security network.
Okay, thank you very much, and God bless you. Thank you very much.
Okay, God bless
Every support is needed to back up, because the job that the Eastern Security Network is doing is to keep our land safe, and by keeping our land safe, we'll be able to have access to those land and farm there. Mazi Solomon.
Thank you, Mazi Pat. So if I finish what I started here, how is the North pushing down? How is the country Nigeria now? How are they pushing down the poverty down to the South? Is because I say the majority of the North, they are making use, they are not depending their life, the value of their life on dollar. They are making use of the Naira. So whatever they afford, they make their daily living in Naira, and they also spend in Naira. But the Southerners are basing the value of their life in dollar, and they keep the value Naira, and dollar is rising. So everything you are consuming in the value of high currency. So it's making life unaffordable to the people of the South. It's making life unaffordable. And this thing is growing. Right now, most of you might have not started noticing it. But in the upcoming years, you will begin to notice it. You will begin to notice it, because some of us, the Southerners, we have left our lands. We have left the local produce, and we all rushing towards money. Everything's about our lives, we are taking it to the value of money, and without us knowing that we are losing it. So when we get that money, then we take that money to the people who has cultivated their land in the high value of their currency, and living that very way will make life unaffordable for us. That the poverty that we see that is in the North today, that is coming to base in the South, because we are living our life that is based on a foreign currency that is unaffordable in Nigeria. The way Naira is devaluing, all your hard labor, you labor hard to get Naira, and when you get Naira, you will not live the value of your life in that Naira that you have labored all your life, that you have sweated, that you have paid so much. You will not live your life in the value of that Naira. You will still take that Naira to buy things, to access things that is in the value of foreign currency. So making life unaffordable to you. By the time you go to those things that are being imported, you will discover your huge amount of money can afford nothing. While in our farm, our land is lying waste. The land we're supposed to cultivate is lying waste, and we are running out of it and running out of our villages. This is going to hit us badly in the upcoming.
We have a caller. We have a caller. Just a moment. Hello, caller. Welcome to the program.
Hello. Can I continue?
Go ahead. Introduce yourself and tell us where you are calling from. Go ahead.
Okay. Okay. My name is Uzama. I'm calling from Scotland, UK.
Welcome to the program.
So I want to appreciate you for all that you're doing. It was very, very interesting program this night. In fact, I really appreciate you.
Have you shared the program? Have you shared it?
Yeah, I'm watching on YouTube.
Okay, you're watching on YouTube. That's wonderful.
Okay, but
have you subscribed on YouTube?
I'm watching on YouTube.
Have you subscribed on YouTube?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. So make your contribution.
Yeah. Okay. Really, it's not really contribution that I want to make, but what I want to do is that is there any way that the prof will teach us together, or is there any way that you guys are planning for him to teach us? Because I'm very, very interested on this.
Yes, Mazi Solomon will be in a position to actually lecture our people that you can even be in Scotland and make investment without being on the ground and still reap from your farm. You know, so we're working out a situation where you don't even necessarily have to be a Biafra land. You can put up your investment, have a farm, and you just be in your location, and at the end of the day, you'll be able to monitor your farm using the available technology. Mazi Solomon, can you give more to that?
Okay. Just in brief, because it's a lot. It's not something I can just do in hurry. It's a lot. But in a brief, to respond to what you have just asked is this. You know, when you are faced with a problem, you are not meant to turn away from that very problem. For a matter of fact, every invention in this age is as the result of the problem that people countered. When people countered a problem, they articulate a solution to that very problem as to make progress. That is why God created us with brain. That's why God created us with different talents, so that we can be able to put our talents together and solve a problem. So, and in so doing, we become independent as God created us to be. Now, we have looked into this problem of cultivations, and we discover that the level of investment that our peoples are doing to building a house in a land, they wanted to rent the house, you know, like real estate business, the way people are being described of the profit that is coming out of it is making a lot of people to go into the business. So, and the way it's being coordinated. Now, when it comes to farming, we have also looked like the reason why our people, we are not investing and cultivating our lands because a proper articulations, a proper arrangement has not been done as to people to see the way they can invest into farming conveniently without coming to farm or without even participating in the laboring in that very farm. So we looked at these problems and we have begun to solve it. And
so Mazi, automatically you can be a farmer and you make your money work for you.
Yeah, that is what we are doing. That's what we are articulating here. So we now registered a company in Nigeria. Now, this company we registered is because we haven't gotten our Biafran. So we cannot, like now we have the security outfit. We need to sustain them. We need to sustain anything we are doing for now. So therefore, we have to make use of whatever thing that's available for us. Like so many of us couldn't have been here if not through the passport of Nigeria. So many of us could have not even do what they are doing if they are not legal in Nigeria at this moment. So now, being in this self-determination, we are still under we are still under Nigeria. Our territory is still under Nigeria now. So anything we need to do, we do them based on peaceful people we are and law-abiding people we are. As we are pushing for our self-determination, also we need to articulate sustainability of our people and how we can advance the economy of our people, even at this very point in time, which we are in. So now we are having a company that is going to supervise this, our activities. And how they will do it is that a kind of group of professionals coming together and throwing out business opportunity for people to invest into agricultural equipment, in which people can access to farm. They can access it to use it to farm, and they can equally hand over their farm to this very company, and the company will supervise their farm, upload it in the website. You have your app, you use your app and monitor the progress of your farm. They will give you the estimate to farm from 01 to the finishing harvest, and then everything will be concluded even without you appearing in the farm or without you being in the farm. So they will also declare your harvest and declare your profit. So this is what we have articulated, that we need a body that need to organize these things to us. Like as Professor CHINEDU Abadike was speaking, and is telling you where we have land. We have been working with CHINEDU Abadike since 2017. And CHINEDU Abadike has taken us to several places where Biafran has land. So what we needed to do is where, like he has taken us, where we have massive land for cassava, and where we have massive land for farming yam, and where we have massive land for farming rice. So what we do is to take the lands from the villagers. They will lease it for 30 years or for 25 years. Now, we will now call on Biafrans based on the farming that land is valuable for. If it is cassava, who wanted to farm a 1 plot or 1 hectare of land of cassava, we will give you the estimate. You will be paying instrumental as your work is going on in that land. We will monitor it professionally. We will make sure that the proper menu is being used to your farm. We make sure that we monitor your farm to the maximum. Now, and through that means we provide jobs to the people who are in the village by attending to your farm. So you pay them. At the end of the day, this company professionally monitor your farm growth, your farm is harvest.
Mazi, we have a caller. Sorry to cut you off, but we have a caller. You'll be coming back to continue for Wednesday. Hello, caller. Good evening.
Hello?
Yeah, caller. Good evening. Can you please introduce yourself?
Yeah, good evening, my brother. I'm not there.
We're there fine. Welcome to the program.
Yeah, my brother. What I want to ask is that, like the way Professor was teaching, I would like to be, we are interested by learning. You understand? I'm calling from South Africa, so even family I love to farm. I love to farm. So I would like to learn this very well.
Okay, thank you very much. In due course, we'll be linking you up if you wish. But you can also learn a lot from this program. Tomorrow we'll be featuring Engineer Nasir Nani and our engineer Richardson, also from the USA, and they will be talking about our brother engineer Innocent Nani will be talking about aquaphonics, and our brother engineer Richard will be speaking about power generation through the solar system. So people will understand that you can actually generate your own power in your own farm and make use of them for cultivation. Thank you very much for being part of this program, my brother.
But by what time tomorrow?
By tomorrow, 8 p.m. Biafran time.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. Yeah, so like Mazi Solomon was trying to explain that the system is being set up in such a way that you can actually invest, relax yourself, and reap the fruit of your labor just by your investment. You don't necessarily have to be in the farm. You can actually put up some capital, decide what you want to do, and you are going to reap from that. So I hope that Solomon will be back so he can give us his last word, because we'll be coming back tomorrow, and also in the next possible future, as we progress in this program, we would also bring in people to advertise their product on Black and White Web TV. Hello, caller, welcome to the program.
Hello.
Yes, good evening.
Hello. Good evening from here. Can you hear? Am I loud?
You're live on Black and White Web TV. You're live on Biafra Television. Go ahead.
Yes, my name is Onyekore. I'm calling from Imo State.
You're welcome to the program.
Thank you. Actually, I am highly impressed with what I just discovered you people doing today. This is my first time of tuning in and joining you in the program, and I am really amazed with what Prof. AGBODIKE is doing. May God bless him.
Thank you very much.
Yes, because permit me to speak in vernacular. Because ihe ekwesịrị ime n'ala Biafra ka anyị nwee ike na-agba ndị nke mbụ na mba ụwa na ihe gbasara akụrụngwa na azụmahịa na ịzụ mba ụwa anyị. Why I'm saying this, I am very much interested in getting trained. I am an entrepreneur. By God's grace, I am doing a little production of my own, but I really want to get into that.
What are you doing?
How do I get to link up with Prof?
What are you producing?
I am interested.
What are you producing in Biafra? What is your occupation?
Okay, I am into food processing. I'm not process akamo in powdered form akamo. Yeah, the custard form. So pasta the name is pasta. Our local pap in powdered form.
Okay.
With soybean and some other local to garnish it.
Okay, try to get in touch so we can see. Try to get in touch. Let's see how we can promote your business. Thank you very much. Keep on with this. Keep on with this channel. Go and subscribe to Black and White Web TV YouTube page. Go and like Biafra Television page. Go and like Black and White Facebook page. We are here to promote Biafran businesses with Black and White Web TV. We are going to unite our people in the economy. We are going to unite them in every sphere of life on Black and White Web TV. And any business that you own, bring it forward, we'll market it, we'll promote them for you, and so that we'll be able to experience growth in the struggle for Biafra restoration. Mazi, thank you very much, and God bless you. So you can get in touch.
You didn't answer.
I said, Yes, you said you want to get in touch. I said get in touch with us after the program. Get in touch with us after the program. For every inquiries, get in touch with us after the program. Thank you very much.
Okay, this is my number. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so Mazi Solomon, welcome back.
Yeah, thank you, Mazi.
Mazi, as we wind down, we have to start winding down because tomorrow we have another program and you will be here again tomorrow by 8 p.m. Biafra land time, where our brother Engineer Richard and Engineer Innocent will be coming to give Biafrans the knowledge they need, that you can even produce food in your house, within your bedroom. You can produce vegetables using the aquaculture without even stepping out of your house. So Engineer will be doing that. Engineer Richard will be also telling us about how you can generate your own energy through the solar system in your farm and effect positive conditions for your crops and make them grow well. Mazi Solomon, we have to wind down. Can you please give us your own take, your last take? We've spent over going to 2 hours.
Thank you, Mazi. Mazi Pat, there is no last take as to regard to this program. Rather, we are very progressive. Yeah, we are very progressive. We are setting this standard, and we want our peoples to join us in this very platform always, because this is a kind of program for everyone. We want to look, we are looking at how we can sustain ourselves from this move that is going on now, from this economic move, the poverty, artificial poverty that they are intentionally creating against the people of the South. We are not seeing it, but now that we are talking about it, you will begin to look in that very direction, that at the end of the day, you will discover that eventually the level of poverty that you will be experiencing in the South, you can never imagine it. You can never imagine it, because when all our lives values are being transferred to the currency in which we are not being paid, with, in our hard work, in our labor, then eventually we'll discover that we are living unaffordable life. You are working hard, aiming just little money, less than $1 a day, and you gather all those money to pay for somebody who is being paid for 1 hour, $30 to produce a thing. And those things will be imported, and the people that we pay for those costs are not even the people in that country, but they are people who are working hard to earn a money that is not valued enough. And they are the people who are going to pay for those people that are being paid well to manufacture things in their country. So we have to start thinking of our own. Even everybody, every country today started from the scratch. So we should not, the Bible said we should not neglect the days of little beginning. No matter how things that we are produced locally, and most of those things are very organic and very healthy. No matter how it is, we must base our consumption on those things. We must base our consumption on those things, or else we will be running towards unaffordable life. And not equally being unaffordable life, but we are cooking what people, we are eating what people cook for us, which we are not aware of the content. And those things that we eat us later. But if we go back to the basis, we will be able to sustain our people, sustain our economic values, sustain even our securities that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is laboring to bring forward for us. It's very, very important we think about this. It is time to cultivate our land. Everything that is in the factory is being cultivated from the land. And the indigenous people has the right to their land. They have the right to cultivate to their land. They are not like other nations. Like when you come here, you discover that the lands are owned by government. But here we own our land, and yet we are living even people in South Africa, they are fighting to own their land. They don't even have their land, but we have our land, and we are not cultivating it. And this is the ignorance that even make the South Africans and the rest to have allowed the whites to occupy their farms, and they are now being fed, you know. So, but we still have the opportunity because we have the land. The land still belongs to the indigenous people. So we need to cultivate them. We need to go back to the basic, go back to based on mechanized farming. We see how we can increase our product, create a central market for our farm produce, or begin to build cottage industries, generate electricity through solar energies, because we have different ways that God bless us. That is the way we can be able to survive. Because if we keep depending our life in living in the value of dollar, in value of foreign money, we are going to run out. We are going to run out. We are going to become more poor. We are going to become more less human, because those life we discover that at a certain time it will be unaffordable to us. And the poverty that is in the north, we will now see it in the south, sitting gidigam, because the life we are living in the north, the life we are living in the south has become unaffordable. You work hard to earn money in naira, and you live the value of your life in a foreign currency that is not at the value of naira. So we need to cultivate and place our value from what we have in our land. That is the only way we can be sustained. That is the only way we can be rest assured that we will not die of hunger, that our soldiers will not die of hunger. Very, very important. So our people, we have to wake up, come back to this very program. We need to come together. Call the number that are being displayed in the screen. Show your interest. We need to come together. And where we need to start from now is farm equipment. Is a very lucrative. Now, when you talk of farm equipment, you talk about tractor. Tractors are being owned by government. Most of tractors that farmers use are the tractors, the republished tractors, damaged tractors, because nobody shows interest. And you know what farmers do? They go and hire those tractors that government are not maintaining. When they take it to their farm, the tractor will be breaking down, and the government will be counting their money. And those money that you pay to the government, they don't return those money to the agriculture. They don't return it. When you pay them the money, most of the people in the service, they will pocket the money, because everybody is a looter. Nobody is actually recycling anything. When you take that money and hire those tractors, when you pay them that money, they put it in their pocket. They don't return it to the agriculture. And that is why we are not making progress. They will share the money. They will loot the money. You know, but if we have the indigenous people who can invest into those equipment, those tractors, very lucrative. Do you know how much that tractor make in a day in working in the farm? And they have different implements, making farming easy for our people. The land, you can use the hoe to plow for one.
So Mazi, so basically, Biafrans in diaspora can actually fund the equipment aspect, the mechanical aspect of the farming in Biafra land by coming together to build that common interest of getting the equipment on the ground for our people. And not just through donation. We are not talking about donating. It's an investment that you're making. You can say 10 people can contribute a certain amount of money, or 100 people can contribute a certain amount of money, buy a tractor, and this tractor will be working in the farm, and you'll be making your profit, based on, based on agreements of weekly or monthly or whatever or every 6 months you get money remitted into
It's
your
not
account?
even, Maz, it's not even monthly. It is instant money. Now, the difference when the indigenous people are running this equipment is that when they make that money, you can return that money, you return that money into agriculture. You can equally own your own farm. The tractor will be using to do your own farm at the same time making money from other farm settlements, from other people who also wanted to farm, who doesn't own the equipment. So, and when we empowered our people and show them, okay, the equipment is around, because the land you use whole to plow for 1 hour, for even, sorry, you use whole to plow, to dig or plow for 2 months. Tractor can just plow the place under 1 hour, and the job is done. When it's coming to planting, tractor can harrow the place and they make planting very easy. Now job is done. And when we remove this stress of hard labor in farming and they make farming easy, then if we are farming 100 hectares of land in Eastern region per annum, then we can increase it into 1 million with less stress and the high produce of
So you have a situation where the machine have to go to work, like you have in other advanced countries, but the government haven't failed. We as a people must work as a community to be able to make provisions for some of these equipment and put them to work.
Nigerian government is a killer. They are killers in such a way is that there is nothing that Nigeria are doing that they are actually empowering the indigenous people. Every activities of Nigeria is to enrich those who are in the office. They are not looking at the way of empowering the indigenous people. Okay, can you imagine even people who had under hard labor, those farm produce, they are selling it in less than the value of that produce, because the proper market was not created for them. So, and all these things is what we have come to ratify, to tell you how much wealth we have on our land. It is uncountable. And if there is no wealth in our land, then why are you fighting for the freedom of that land? So we need to start acknowledging the wealth that is there in that land, and we begin to create that wealth, and we begin to participate on it, that life become better to our people, and life become better to every one of us.
And Maz, it's also very important. It's also very important that our people understand that while we are in the struggle for Biafra restoration, we have the opportunity to set the template of what Biafra should look like. So we can start now by setting the template, setting the standard of what we want for the future. Mazi, let's round it up so that we'll be able to come back.
Okay, thank you, Mazi Pat, for bringing me into the program. At this moment, I thank all our audience who spent time to be here to listen to us. We are working together. We are here together to reason, and we are here together to brainstorm. So join us next tomorrow by 7 p.m.
No, 8 p.m. No, 8 p.m. Biafra land time.
8
p.m.
8
time,
p.m.
yes.
Biafran time. Join us again so that we will be able to bring you to bring more updates as to regard to the program we are running here, empowering our people and advancing our economic value. Until Mazipat bring me back again, my name remains Solomon Peter. Bye.
Mazi Solomon, thank you very much for coming. Thank you. It's my pleasure to have you. So it is my pleasure to have you. Thank you very much for coming. Like I said, we have to support the Eastern Security Network. We must support the Eastern Security Network because it is the only way that we can be guaranteed security, even while we are talking about the farm produce. The Eastern Security Network is here to do the job of securing our farmland, and we don't have option than to support them. So we have to all work together to see that Eastern Security thing that we must all join hands to make it work. Thank you very much, and have a nice and a wonderful evening. Thank you, fellow Biafran.